Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Crossover. Starring Josh Johnson and Chris McGill. Featuring Christina Thorson. And of course, you, the Instagram live chat. Now, sit back and enjoy this week's edition of The Crossover. Powered by Card Ladder.
What's up, Parker? Going to steal Joshua's cards.
Yo.
There's some energy in the chat tonight.
I wonder why.
What do you mean you wonder why?
I wonder why.
I wonder why.
We all wonder. There's no sports to watch.
Yeah, this is our time to shine.
Yeah. Yeah, we're everyone's entertainment now, apparently.
We had a lot of energy in the questions this week, too.
Nice.
Sharper questions than usual. But I'm afraid you're not going to like most of the questions. I was worried. I've come to know your tastes pretty well. And,
I don't know what that means, but all right.
Well, I just hope that you've maybe had a Truly or two before the show. And
Nope.
No. Well,
Oh,
because they're just a lot of market
Start
questions.
chugging, Josh.
And then you messaged me like an hour before the show. You're like, I hate this topic. Well, that topic is really...
It's just like one of those like rookie topics, you know. It's like one of the first topics you cover when you're in the hobby. What do you think is the true Jordan rookie? You know.
Yeah, well, it comes up, and people are rightfully interested in that question. Yeah, and there we go. Okay. All right. So, welcome to the crossover, Friday, July 1st, 2022. I've never done like a preview of content before, but it actually fell into clusters. So like here's a preview. We're going to talk NBA free agency. We have a lot of stuff on that. Turns out people like the NBA. Then we have the Michael Jordan star rookie debate. We've got stuff about the card market. And then a bunch of random questions that all have an edge to them for the most part. So I'm ready to get into them. But first, we always do announcements. And I know we have at least one announcement that's pretty cool.
We do.
I think so. I think we have a new search function and a couple new indexes.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if you were thinking what I was thinking. We are thinking the same thing.
Okay. Are you sure you didn't have it truly before? Okay.
I was on this page, ready to go. So the indexes page has split up where we've got the total market indexes and then the player indexes. It makes it a little easier to navigate and see everything all in one. Then we also added the ability to search the indexes because I'll be adding some more. Sort them, which I think we already had. And then we added the high pop, mid pop, and low pop indexes. And we also added descriptions so you know exactly what cards constitute that index. So the interesting thing about the high pop one is it looks exactly like CL50. I'm not sure if that's a coincidence or what, but... And then I'm still working on custom indexes. We kind of teased that last time. I should be done with that hopefully this week.
Nice. Very, very nice. So, indexes are something pretty new to the hobby.
Yeah.
And, we're still trying to help round out the picture of indexes, the picture about the hobby that indexes tell as much as we can, and help people to tell their own story through their own index construction. And I think, though, what do you, Josh, to me, and I was talking to the 615 collector team today, and they felt the same way. There was kind of like, in order to really get a feel for the hobby, you've just got to look at all the indexes. You got to look at the low pop, but you got to look at the high pop one. You got to look at the low end. You got to look at the mid range one. You got to look at the football one. You got to look at the wrestling one. It's a lot. It's a lot you have to keep in your mind as you try to figure out what's going on in the hobby. Do you think that's fair?
Yeah. I think that no one, or us included, has like figured out the hobby. I think it just kind of infinitely goes down and down, and it goes in the direction you want it to go in. Like that's kind of the point of some of these indexes is like you're not going to be able to tell a story about the hobby in a generic way. You have to dig deep and figure out what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And but I did notice some patterns though. Like most of the hobby exploded starting in about 2019, 2020. Obviously, like it really exploded in 2020, and then just sort of like the high pop, low value cards have come down a lot since then. The other ones are kind of lagging behind. That's kind of the theme on these. But to your point, like, the soccer index is really different than football and wrestling. So you just gotta, it depends on what story you're trying to tell.
Absolutely. Okay. Let's do any mail days. Do you have mail days?
No, but I haven't had one in a while, so I brought a card. And I have a mail day next week. I bought the card. It's not here yet. It will be here Monday. So I brought a card.
It's like a faux mail day. Or
You have a real mail day, so why don't you go first?
the pseudo mail day. Hey, you ever thought about putting one of your own cards in an envelope and just mailing it to yourself, and then it comes in?
No, I thought I'd just, have one card and just post it over and over and over until people just started to really get annoyed at me.
I think that's a great idea, Josh. You should try that.
All right, here's my mail
Maybe
day.
you could make lists of the same cards over and over again.
I think I'm becoming too predictable, but
And
this is McCaffrey's Prism Black from the latest year of Prism. So Prism Black Finite. So now I have all of them except the rookie. So
but you have the fake one, the fake
I have
rookie.
the fake rookie, yeah, which is a nice placeholder, because it looks
Yeah, you can
like
just scrub that off.
scrub the auto off,
Yeah.
but it still won't have the 1-of-1 stamp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is upsetting. So, and we all know how I feel about stamps versus handwritten.
How did you acquire this new one? I saw it was in a break. Someone posted it, and that was it? You found it and got it?
I didn't even find it. Somebody, the account on Instagram called Hobby's Best Cards found it, and a few others tagged me as well. And then I just, the owner was tagged in the post, and I started messaging him, and he was kind enough to let it go. So, has anybody ever completed the full Prism Black run for a player, like, every year? Because I would love to be able to do that, but I just
I
can't.
feel like
Damn rookie.
the guy who pulled this card literally had no choice but to sell you that card. He's like, you're like, I have all of them. You have no choice.
Oh, yeah, that's my opening salvo, is I send a picture of all the other ones.
Smart.
Like, yeah, I'm just like, look, go easy on me. You've got me over a barrel.
It's like $20,000. He's just like doing this to you like immediately.
Yeah.
I mean, he does. The seller did have a choice. Like, obviously, the 2017 owner has a choice.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. How come football doesn't have a black, like a regular black? And basketball doesn't have the finite, right? This is just like a weird quirk.
Yeah, exactly. Basketball did have the finite during Giannis's rookie year, and that's the only one. And it's not called finite; it's called mosaic, which I don't like. I would have liked it more if it was called finite.
Why do you think football did that?
I don't know. Football's always better than basketball, if I can just be blunt about it.
Yeah.
Like, the football products from Panini are always just a little bit better, and I think it's because there's so many football guys there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I kind of like the look of the finite a little more, just because, like, if it's a 1-of-1, I feel like it should stand out like a little bit.
Yeah, like the super refractors like started that tradition. Yeah. So I like the black finite better than there's the pure black or whatever. But
Are those your favorite cards? Like, all things value aside?
the Prism Black, the McCaffrey black finites. Yeah, they are.
They're pretty sweet, man.
Yeah,
It's nice to have them all. You just feel like so complete, right?
Yes, I did. Okay, all right. And now I've planted two strategic questions at the beginning. The first one is for mostly 90s basketball cards.
You just plow over my card that I was gonna show.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, please, do the card.
No, it's fine, dude. You have your little agenda here.
The one that you mailed to yourself.
So this is a hint for the new card I'm getting.
Okay.
But I did bust this out. I haven't shown this one in a while. I feel like these have been selling a lot recently, the 9.5s especially. I feel like I've seen a bunch come up, so Really like that one. 2008 chalk toss. All right, get to your first questions.
So how's that a hint?
Wait.
What?
Okay. The first question. Okay, I just wanted to make sure in announcements at the beginning of the show we mentioned.
What do you think? You're the producer of the show now?
I am the producer of the show.
She has an earpiece. You just can't see it. Chris has an earpiece.
Yeah, the earpiece is me yelling at everyone what my thoughts are.
All right.
That's the
Yeah,
earpiece.
don't worry. I'm 8 steps ahead of you. I'm the producer. All right. Mostly 90s basketball card says, are you bringing the Grails to Bleecker? And before you answer that question, let me say what they're talking about. So this was announced a few days ago, the Monday before National, which is July 25th. The Monday before National, which starts Wednesday. The Monday before in Manhattan, New York, is a card ladder and Bleecker trading. Very special pre-national trade night. So be there. Everybody's invited. Hope to see a lot of you guys there. Do you want to say anything about that event, Josh or
No. It's going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking forward to hanging out with everyone for the pre-national party in New York.
Monday before.
Yep. The Monday before.
Yeah.
So, and I know it's a little bit late notice, but book a couple extra nights at a hotel and move your flight up.
That's what we did.
Not trying to hear any excuses.
That's exactly what we did.
You guys
Booked a night earlier, hotel, flying into New York.
And on Tuesday, Bleecker is running a bus service from Bleecker down to Atlantic City. So
What?
Yeah, so anyone who flies into New York, you're gonna have to drive whatever airport you fly into to get to Atlantic City anyway. And now here you go, Bleecker is offering a bus service from New York down to Atlantic City. So contact Bleecker if you want more information at Bleecker Trading. And yeah, there's now no excuse for you not to be there.
There you go.
I think
And
that
look,
that sounds like a
go ahead.
that sounds like a bidding war between you and this bus service on who's giving me a ride.
Look, a lot of you guys have made a lot of money off of cards in the last few years. I think you guys can afford 1 or 2 extra nights at the hotel, come into New York a few days early, and expose yourself to a great environment and community of collectors. And you never know who you'll meet, and you'll never know what opportunity might arise. You might, the big night at National is when you first get in. You get to see all the showcases first, and you get to make the first moves. Well, this is before that. So all these national attendees are going to be gathered at Bleecker in New York. Maybe you can make the move on your Grail before the national even starts. How about that?
Wow. That sounds like you were paid for that. That was really good.
It was good. Are you bringing Grails?
I don't know, man. I feel like I'm kind of not feeling like bringing a lot of cards this year for whatever reason.
Yeah, I never bring any, so I'm with you on that. But I don't know. You asked. I said Christina and I don't ever bring cards to card shows. Quite honestly, I think Stiff Arm Wax is bringing cards, at least some. And you said you were taking requests, and most of Night's basketball cards said something green and shiny.
Ah, that was mostly a joke, but I might bring a couple. I always like to bring a couple, so I'll bring a few cards.
Yeah.
Josh is going to bring his neon green fast break out of 5.
Which one? I've got so many.
And he's gonna have it in the little PSA box.
Yep.
All right. And one more strategically placed question. Bruin Killer says PSA has opened up the $30 value service level. Is this good or bad? And will we ever get down to $20? And so let me just add on to this. If you want to take advantage of the $30 service level with PSA, it's really as easy as going to PSA's website, but you need to be a Collectors Club member in order to avail yourself of the $30 value service level. Collectors Club, I think, is $99 a year right now for a subscription to that, and then you get access to $30. So, Josh, A, do you want to say anything about the value service level, whether you think it's good or bad? And then B, do you think we will ever get back down to $20 per card grading?
We've been on records to say that anytime a new lower service comes up, we think it's good for the hobby. We believe that the lower the barrier is to getting into the hobby and grading cards, the better for everybody in long term. So I think that's good news. $20, I'm not sure. I haven't paid much attention to where that stuff is headed. Is there another tier level below this $30 one that existed before?
You put me on the spot.
Like value or like?
I remember. I definitely remember doing submissions through group submitters at like $16 a card and even lower, like way back in.
Yeah, I would imagine that's probably within reason, but I don't want to spoil anything for our friends at PSA because I don't know for sure.
I don't know either, and it may not even be known. Maybe yet to be determined. But all right, that's good for that. All right, free agency. Ready to talk some NBA? Because we've got a lot of questions about it. Okay.
Yep.
Card Shop Dad says, who is currently winning NBA free agency? And I actually have a way to objectively answer this question, and then we'll give opinions. So one of my favorite writers on Twitter is a guy named Andy Bailey. He's a lawyer, big surprise, and also a writer for Bleacher Report on the NBA. And he used NBA's at I'm just blanking on the name of the website. Oh, Dunks and Threes. Dunksandthrees.com has an advanced measure called estimated plus minus. And so we took the estimated wins added, which can be a positive or negative number, for every player who moved teams in free agency. And then he gave the biggest winners and the biggest losers in net difference. And so his list has at the very top the 76ers, who added P.J. Tucker, Daniel House, Trevelyan Queen, and DeAnthony Melton, and they lost DeAndre Jordan and Danny Green. The next ones are the Blazers, Wizards, Knicks, and Celtics. Those round out the top five in terms of the net results of the players added and lost. And then down at the bottom are the Spurs. No surprise there. They didn't add anybody. They lost Lonnie Walker and DeJounte Murray. The second worst is the Warriors, who lost Gary Payton II, Juan Toscano Anderson, and Otto Porter, and gained Dante DiVincenzo.
Damian Lee. They lost Damian Lee just a little bit ago.
Well, yep, that's going to bring that number down even a little more. And the other teams that were down at the bottom are the Heat, who lost P.J. Tucker, and the Rockets and the Pacers. So that is your top five and your bottom five. Okay, so what do you think? Who's winning free agency right now?
Well, I'll cover yours, Nick, Chris and Christina, and Nick maybe. I feel like the Knicks made a good move. I know a lot of people don't like that move, but I think Brunson's really solid for them. I think he's a good complement to RJ Barrett. I just think it's a good signing. It was pretty cheap. I think I saw he's like the 15th highest paid point guard even after this deal. It's like $25 million a year. Seems pretty reasonable for a guy who, like, basically, got them past the Jazz. Like, Luka came in at the end and helped them close the series, but they don't win that series without Brunson playing out of his mind. Like, he had a 41-point game, no turnover game.
Yep.
And that's in the pressure-packed playoffs. And the Knicks definitely need something like that. Like, they need a gamer in the playoffs. So I thought that was a nice move.
Yeah. No, the Knicks, they only added Jalen Brunson and Hartenstein, but those guys amount to 13.4 estimated wins added using Dunks and Threes estimated plus minus. The Timberwolves are getting killed on this analysis. Are actually slightly negative.
Because they gave up so many players?
Yeah, because they gave up so much. Because they added Slow-Mo and Rudy Gobert, but they gave up Malik Beasley, Patrick Beverley, Jared Vanderbilt, and Leonardo Bolmaro, who I don't know. I've never seen him play, but...
What do you think of that trade?
I never would have thought in a million years that Gobert was going to go to Minnesota, but Minnesota's starting lineup and I'm not sure if they're done yet, is really solid. You have like 3 All-Stars in the starting lineup. You have Gobert, you have Anthony Edwards, and you have Karl-Anthony Towns. And then, like, you have D'Lo, who, like, not a lot of people are huge on him, but, like, you know, the guy's a highly paid player. But, you know, he's an asset that they can move as well. And then, I forget who the other guy – oh, Jaden McDaniels, I think, is the other guy who's projected to be in their starting lineups. Like, anytime you have 3 All-Stars in your starting lineup, like 3 bona fide – like, I know Anthony Edwards, I don't think he went to the All-Star game last year, but he's probably going this year. Like, you got 3 All-Star caliber bona fide players. You're going to be a force to reckon with.
And they got rid of Pat Bev, so they're way better.
Crying Pat Bev.
Dude, I kind of felt like the Timberwolves should have gotten DeJounte Murray and the Hawks should have gotten Rudy Gobert. Because I really don't like D'Lo. I think he's a bad fit. And they would have been really good with DeJounte Murray. And he went to the Hawks where they already have a point guard. I was confused by that one.
Yeah, but I don't want the Hawks to get better, so let them keep Murray.
Yeah, two point guards. How's that going to work?
I don't know. That's weird, right? Like, they have 2 point guards. The Timberwolves have 2 centers.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like, well, can't you guys just trade Gobert for Murray?
Well, but, like, don't forget, Cat won the 3-point contest, so maybe he's shifting over to a different, focus this upcoming year.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and Anthony Davis have been long documented to not enjoy playing center.
Yeah. Yeah, the Mavs did something similar, too, when they got Christian Wood, who's purportedly a center, but doesn't like to guard centers, and then they got JaVale McGee. And so probably going to be Wood at the 4 and McGee at the 5. So there's another team with 2 bigs.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any other teams kind of worth highlighting here?
I have the full list here. I'm going through it. Let me point out some big ones, and we can go through them quick. Oh, Malcolm Brogdon. That's the other big move.
Yes. Just Party C Sports Cards wrote, what's the biggest move so far in the NBA offseason, and why is it Malcolm Brogdon going to the Celtics?
Dude, the Pacers turned down Russell Westbrook, THT, and a first-round pick, and instead took Daniel Tice, Aaron Nesmith, Nick Stauskas, and a first round. That's the value of Russell Westbrook right now. They would rather have Nick Stauskas.
Yeah.
I feel like the Celtics fleeced them, dude. They got an upgrade over Derek White, if he can stay healthy, obviously. And they bolstered their defense and their depth. It was a great trade for the Celtics.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a really nice, precise move that I think definitely makes that team better and fills a need. Okay. BCW Card Breaks was asking about Gobert and Towns playing together. We just kind of touched on that. Frozen Inferno Collectibles says, who is the biggest prima donna in the NBA, and why is the answer Kevin Durant? And Card Shop Dad says, has Kevin Durant surpassed all to become the biggest heel in the NBA?
Bigger than Kyrie Irving?
Yeah, I guess it's close between those two.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really that great of a look for Durant to leave OKC to go to the number 1 team, then leave because he wants to do his own thing, and now want to leave that and his top 2 teams were both 1 seed. It's just he's a weird guy, man. It's not a good look.
Yeah. I also wonder if this wasn't quite like Kevin Durant just kind of like, hey, let's see, I likened it the other night on Clubhouse to a guy who owns a really nice, really high-end card, and he goes to the deal, no deal rooms on Facebook, and he knows that he's not selling it no matter what the best offer is, but he's like, let me just put this card in the market and, stroke my ego seeing great offers come in. I'm just going to turn them all down. And I feel like Kevin Durant is doing a little bit of that right now. Because I think he's like saying, yeah, I'm available. I have a list of some teams that are, my preference. But I think he really just wants to, I think he put himself into a win-win position because Brooklyn is not going to trade him unless, they're getting something that makes them happy. And I believe he has a no-trade veto power, a no-trade clause. And so, the only situation which he gets traded is if the Venn diagram of Kevin Durant's interests, Brooklyn Nets' interests, and the trading team's interests all somehow align perfectly. So he's going to go to a place where he's happy if he does get traded. And if he doesn't get traded, here's his consolation prize. Kyrie Irving, Ben Simmons, Patty Mills, Joe Harris, Seth Curry, Nick Claxton, a totally viable team that is going to be, projected to be a top 4 Eastern Conference team for sure. So he put himself in a win-win position, and then he gets to have everybody falling over him, and every franchise dream of adding him, and people talk about how great he is.
Yes. I mean, he's so weird I wouldn't put that, what you just said, past, because it seems like that's something he might do. Also, I've seen a lot of, fake trades of, players on this list. They cannot trade for these players if Ben Simmons stays on the roster. So either they have to, trade Ben Simmons as part of the deal, or they have to cut him, which isn't going to happen. So keep that in mind. I keep seeing, Booker. I've seen Adebayo. I've seen Mitchell on trades, and it's they can't do that unless Simmons is coming back. So keep that in mind. That's also limiting. This is going to be a really tough trade to make happen.
Yeah, it is. I don't see it happening personally. And I think what's so funny is that you're going to have Kyrie and KD most likely on the Nets, and it will just have been a summer of drama for no reason. Well, but, on the other hand, 626 Sports Card says, what do you think about Kevin Durant to the Suns? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm so desperate for a championship that, I wouldn't mind shaking it up and going for it, for something like that, I just really don't want to have to trade Mikal Bridges. If it was Ayton, there's also another part that's tricky. If Ayton gets an offer sheet from a team and then the Suns match the offer sheet, they're required to keep him through January 15th. Yeah. So there's yet another stick in the mud for the Suns there. So I would, Ayton, Cam Johnson, and a shitload of picks. I'd probably do that, I guess, but I'm not sure that I want to go much further than that.
Well, Modest Card Collection says, what is Josh going to do with his Mikal Bridges cards when Bridges is a Brooklyn Net in a few days?
What do you think?
You have to stick with him, man. You have to, I think.
I don't know. That's a tough one. I haven't thought about that yet.
But I don't see that happening, but I don't know. It's hard. It's easy for me to say that, but
Dude, freaking Rudy Gobert got traded to the Timberwolves today. Anything's possible.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, Josh has to think about that one. All right, Jake's PC24 says, are the Mavericks doing enough to help Luka compete for a title, especially with the way other teams loaded up with multiple superstars? Well, this Andy Bailey's thing here has the Mavericks as a net positive by adding JaVale McGee and Christian Wood and losing Jalen Brunson, Boban Marjanovic, Marquise Chris, Trey Burke, and Sterling Brown. So he thinks this metric puts them at a slight advantage. Here's what I think is happening with the Mavericks right now. Maybe the roster construction can change, but what they're trying to do right now, remember they have Jason Kidd, who was the assistant coach on the Lakers championship a few years ago, and that Lakers roster included JaVale McGee, and it featured a guy, McGee or Howard at the 5, Anthony Davis at the 4, 2 3-and-D wings, and LeBron at the point. And that's what the Mavericks have just reconstructed. McGee at the 5, Christian Wood, who's like the poor man's Anthony Davis at the 4, 2 3-and-D wings, and Dorian Finney-Smith, and Reggie Bullock on the perimeter, and then Luka at the point guard. So, and this is what Jason Kidd wants. He wants this powerhouse, size-driven defensive lineup. That's what he wants. I think this roster was built with his championship experience in mind. And I think that's what they're going for. And so if that is, in fact, what they're going for, and then they have Kleber to come off the bench, and if they need to go small, they can put Kleber at the 5, and they can play 5 out. They have Spencer Dinwiddie come off the bench as a shooting guard. They're probably going to sign Dragic. All the signs are pointing towards that as the backup point guard. And then they have a $50 million cluster of contracts that consists of Tim Hardaway Jr., Dwight Powell, and Davis Bertans that they can package and trade at their leisure, especially because 2 of those 3 are expiring contracts. So I don't think they're done making moves. And I think that's what they're trying to do here. Is they're trying to build that. They're trying to remake the Lakers from 2 years ago.
And Christian Wood shoots 39% from three last year. Or shot 39 on 5 attempts.
Yeah.
He's not a very good free throw shooter.
Well, oh, great. Another one of those.
Yeah, he'll fit right in with the
He'll fit right in.
He's not either.
Yeah. And, like, he doesn't like to guard centers. He's not good at guarding centers, so, like, him playing the four. It was funny, too. Like, McGee, like, gave a comment to Tim McMahon right after he signed his deal. It was like, yeah, I'm going to be the starting center. Everyone's like, really? How do you know? I don't know.
He was solid for the Suns last year.
Yeah. I McGee is good, man. Okay. All right. Well, let me qualify that. He's solid. I don't know. He's all right.
Good.
Yeah.
Good is the right word.
He's all right. All right. The Bouvier. I don't know. He said, what do you do when your favorite player gets traded away from your favorite team? Josh doesn't know yet.
We already asked this question. I don't know. It's awkward.
Yeah, well, yeah, it is. I don't know. I don't know. Do you want to see the glass is half full or half empty? Here's the glass half full. The glass
Empty.
half full is, yeah. But, well, I suffer from being a glass half full simp sometimes. And here, the glass half full is now you have 2 teams to root for. Now you can watch twice as many games on League Pass and have way more fun. That's what I'm trying to do because I couldn't get enough last year. Now I have 2 teams to root for this year, just based on the players I collect. I also root for the Bulls, obviously. So I have 3 teams. I don't know.
Yeah, but you're not really a Bulls fan.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think anyone knew that you were a Bulls fan.
He's not even in here. All right.
Yeah, what do you think of Zach LaVine, $215 million?
Oh my god, what a waste of money.
Well, the best case scenario there is the Bulls were really good when they were healthy during the regular season last year. They're basically running it back. Don't like the Andre Drummond signing. Where does this list have the Bulls at? This list has the Bulls very high. It has them. It has they lost Troy Brown apparently and gained Andre Drummond, and Andre Drummond apparently is adding decent value. So, but I'm not so high on the Drummond signing. But hey, maybe I'm wrong.
Drummond can rebound.
Yeah, he can rebound. All right,
He can't do anything else, but he can rebound.
All right. This is basically the same question again, but Sweat 47, and then we're done with NBA free agency. Sweat 47 says, question, with NBA free agency on fire, if you collect a player that gets traded, signs to the team, etc., how does that affect your collecting? It's basically the same question. So I think we've addressed
man. I've always collected guys who are older, and the team that they're currently on doesn't really matter, the pantheon of them, so I just follow the player, but
Yeah.
it's different. This is the first time I've collected a Suns player, so it's tough.
Yeah, it's very true. Okay. Slabs. Okay, so now we're going to get into the 84 star 86 Fleer thing. Let's just get this out of the way. Slabs to Men says, after decades of PSA refusing to grade star basketball cards, Nat Turner has announced plans for PSA to begin grading star, starting with the 1984 101 Michael Jordan. What does this mean for all of the 84 star Jordan cards? There is more than one. And what does it mean for the other big star rookies like Barkley, Dominique, Isaiah Thomas, Olajuwon, etc.? I don't know if we know. I haven't listened to the PSA podcast on this topic. Are they going to be grading all 84 star cards or just the 101 to start? Do you know?
I thought it was all star, like not just 84, but like all the years and all of them.
Yeah, I mean, I think then, right away you have to say PSA grading those cards becoming part of set registry, those cards showing up with, especially like the red border star cards with the red border PSA label, like, yeah, there's going to be some energy for star cards that wasn't there before. Yeah. What do you think about what does this do for star?
It'll make them more collectible. It's just, I mean, it's probably like not great for BGS because that's always been kind of one of their things is that they're the only ones that could grade those.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would actually like sit back and let this play out for a little bit. I wouldn't like go out and buy every BGS star card possible and start crossing. Like one, PSA has been a stickler lately on grade, so like you'll probably get some poor crosses. You'll probably get BGS 8 to PSA 6. They might be conservative and like turn some away. So I would hesitate to like go and try to do a cash grab at this. I would sit back and see what happens and see what cards cross and stuff. But overall, I think it's going to be good for the hobby.
Yeah, and while the pop counts are low at PSA, there's going to be a different market than when the pop counts settle and we get more of a final idea of how many are going to be in the population. So like imagine if there's like there's one PSA 9 for 6 months, that you will probably see that card sell like 3 times. All right.
PSA 10 I don't think is even possible because there's only 3 9.5s, and knowing PSA, they're not just going to cross any of those.
Nope. It is possible there's an undergraded one out there somewhere, but I'd be amazed if a PSA 10. But imagine if a PSA 10 did pop, and it was the only one. Like, oh boy,
Top one, true rookie.
Look, people are not taking well to this true rookie thing. All right.
Hey, why aren't they taking well? The cards we've known this card exists. It's not new.
Well, yeah. Well, okay. So, like Ryan Bitter says, some look to the Michael Jordan 86 Fleer as an indicator for the hobby's health. And that's not to say the assumption is correct, but many do it nonetheless. Is PSA's recent news to grade the 84 star card, along with Nat Turner's tweet that the 84 star is Michael Jordan's true rookie, is that going to further push the 86 Fleer lower in price? Will that lead to a false sense of bearishness in the hobby overall as a result? Parentheses, side note, I feel many 86 Fleer collectors are getting pretty defensive.
I'm not seeing the connection between this news and 86 Fleers going down in value. Can you help me understand that?
Well,
like the overall demand, like gets watered down and people move their money out of Fleer into Star?
Yeah, or maybe something more at the margin. I think people are worried about. They're like, well, there are PSA simps galore in this hobby, and the main Michael Jordan rookie card, the only, for some, I can't say only because, some people consider the Interlake a rookie, some people consider the Nike promo rookie, but the 86 Fleer 57 has been like the Michael Jordan rookie graded by PSA. And so now PSA collectors are being opened to the possibility of 84 star. So maybe it kind of dilutes the collector base for Michael Jordan rookies. And then maybe people are worried that the shiny new toy, although in this case, these are not shiny. These are very dull 80s pieces of cardboard. But maybe the as contrasted to modern cards. But, maybe this new shiny new toy is going to take some energy away from the 86 Fleer market, at least in the short term. I think that's the bear case. I'm not saying I agree with that, but that's what I think they would say.
It's like that meme where the guy's walking with his girlfriend and he like peers around.
Yes.
Don't
Yes.
you mean when he talks about that?
Yes, that is the meme. That's exactly right.
I don't know, man. I don't really have a strong opinion either way. I think they're both I can see a case for both being rookies. One is from his rookie year, the other one is like a pack issued official license. I don't know. I think they both have their place in the hobby. They both have existed for a long time. This debate has gone on for years. It's kind of just, whatever your opinion is, I think can be right. I don't really see a wrong answer here.
Yeah. This one is this is one of those, does God exist debates that, people love to wade into it. There's a million approaches, and ultimately no one's ever going to be right because there's a bit of a gray area. But, my hobby experience has taught me that, look, I'm going to come out and say this one, all right? I think that the fact that the 86 Fleer is pack pulled is a big deal. I think, typically speaking, the 86 Fleer has gotten the leg up on the 84 star because it was nationally distributed in an NBA licensed product that came in packs. Now, to the 84 stars credit, and then the one demerit against the 86 Fleer is that it's not in his rookie season. So I remember I used to own a PSA 7 86 Fleer, and I showed it to my uncle one time, and I said, "This is the Michael Jordan rookie card." And he's like, "How is this the rookie? This is not his rookie year." And he has statistics from his NBA career on the back.
Right.
And then I said, "Well," and I pushed my glasses up and I nerded out for a while. Okay, but then the 84 star did come out during the rookie year, is NBA licensed, but came in team bags. Was not a nationally distributed pack-pulled product. So who can settle this debate? I just, like neither one has a perfect claim. I suppose an 86 Fleer advocate would say, well, if the criteria for a rookie card is that it must come from a pack, it must be nationally distributed, it must be NBA licensed, then they say this, and this is the first instance of a Michael Jordan card that meets those criteria. And so that's the 86 Fleers. That's what they rest their hat on. The 84 star says, what's the difference between a team bag and, a pack? Is there really a difference between those things? This is NBA licensed. This came out. And look, the debate's going to go on and on, right? So have fun.
I'll just go with which one you think is cooler. I don't own either. I don't really care one way or the other. Whatever you think is more fun for you.
Yep, that's a great answer. I don't own either. So, okay. Mostly Nines basketball cards says, how many Jordan star rookies will be in PSA slabs 6 months from now?
Well, how many are in BGS slabs right now?
Not that many. I think
like 11,000 or something?
No. The 84 star Jordan, the 101 is low. So there's let's just count them down. 3, I'm doing this from Card Ladder, 3 BGS 9.5s, 72 9s, 251 8.5s, 282 8s, 247 5s,
like 1,000,
122 7s, 55 6.5s, 26s, and 14 5s. So yeah, maybe
like
around 1,100 or okay.
1,200,
Yeah, not many. There are not many, and probably there's a decent number of regrades because the centering is so weird that people just like taking chances. And
So say 1,000 for argument's sake?
yeah, let's say 1,000. That's low, and I don't know. I mean, the PSA upcharge makes it tough to regrade these. So you're pretty.
Do they say when the dust settles, like 10 years from now? Is that the guess?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. But that's so
I don't know, like
long. That's so long.
400?
No, he said 6 months from now.
Well, 6 months, like 100?
100.
50? Like not many.
And
I feel like PSA is going to be really conservative with these cards. Like people aren't going to get the mins. They're going to turn them back for min sides. Like they're going to be conservative with these cards. That's just my guess.
And do you think what will be the highest one graded after 6 months? This is my question.
Like a 8.5 or something.
Oh boy! Now, didn't a 9 sell not that long ago?
That was an 8. It was an 8, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
It was on Golden, I think, but it was an 8.
It's on March 8th, 2021 with Golden, a PSA 8 super duper old label.
That's a pretty slick card.
That looks like a typewriter label from 1988. This
Look at
thing.
that. Which card do you think looks better?
Well, what do you think this sold for? Do you remember?
What does the BGS 8.5 sell for today?
The BGS 8.5.
You sold in March of last year?
Let's see. What is the
30 grand or something?
I think maybe a little bit more than that. About 40 grand.
And that was March of 2021?
And this PSA 8 sold in March of 2021.
Oof, that's like peak. Like 90 grand or something?
158.4.
That person is probably like, damn.
Thought they had something super unique.
Well,
Yeah, no.
Maybe there will never be one graded higher.
Yeah. I also want to point out that with this card, I love the vintage PSA slab.
Oh yeah, it just fits perfect.
Yeah, like it just like the whole aesthetic of this card slabbed with that old school slab, like
Oh,
slip.
Keep
Just
the
makes all the difference.
chill for PSA. Let's go.
They should make all of the star graded cards this old split.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't want it.
Which card do you like better?
I would love it. Well, let me get a picture
Nope.
of the 57.
You know what it looks like? Come on, dude. You've seen that card a million fucking times.
But let me just put it up, because maybe it'll hit a little different right now.
It's a nice card. The dunk photo is pretty good.
Yeah, it is. I don't love either. Huh?
I have an answer.
All right, go ahead, Christina.
I like the aesthetic of the star.
You like the aesthetic of the star, but is there a but?
There is a but.
You like the photo in 57 better.
I love the photo of the 57, and I like that the Chicago is clearly displayed across his chest. It very much is part of the card. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I'm going with 86 Flair. I think I like that card a little bit more. Not to say anything wrong with this card. I think it's freaking cool that Jordan rebounding is the picture chosen. I mean, How many Jordan rebounding cards are there? But yeah, if I had to choose, I'd probably go with the Fleer 57. But I love how rare the 84 star is, and the solid red border just is going to look really nice in those PSA slabs. So, all right. Do you have a favorite?
Well, this might piss off the Flair people for argument's sake, but I really like the 84 as a rookie photo.
Mm-hmm.
I just like that the photo comes from his rookie year, which I like little details like that. Like LeBron's Topps Chrome card. The shot is him clanging it off the backboard, but it's from a rookie year basketball game. I just really enjoy that part of it.
Right on. One thing that might happen to the 86 Flair that isn't being considered is it actually gets more attention and more interest as a result of the arrival of the 84 star.
That's what I thought.
That could happen, right? Yeah.
I feel like I was not allowed to think that, but that's what I thought. I was like, isn't this good for the 86 Flair? Now the debate rages on. I've always thought that LeBron, sneaking into some of these debates. I always thought that was good for Jordan because then it made us way more people want to watch the documentary. I felt like Jordan himself said he started, he okayed it after LeBron won, and I just felt like that was always good for Jordan that he has something to compare to. It brings up his name more in discussions. So I don't know.
Which card is Jordan and which card is LeBron?
No comment.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that definitely could be the case here.
Carvin says the 86 Flair is from his rookie year, the photo. So I'm an idiot.
Carvin knows all. Thank you, Carvin. You could have just let us.
I guess I should have figured it out because he only had the cursive Chicago as rookie year, right? I'm probably wrong on that one too.
I have no idea. With Carvin in the chat, I won't even dare answer a question that I'm not on.
You'll be wrong.
And I'll still be wrong. Okay. Thank you, Carvin, for that. All right.
That was a cool stat.
2 questions on the card market. Hobby Champs says the economy is cratering. Stocks, NFTs, crypto, all my favorite things. They are all bombing. I did not pay him to write this question. And even though a lot of cards are leveling off to realistic prices, what's truly happening is the hobby is better than any pre-boom moments in hobby history. People are still buying cards. It's just less about value and more about volume. The hobby is healthy and thriving, and if you aren't loading up on the great deals, you're just hobbying wrong. JMO, just my opinion. So not a question, more of a statement, but do you want to react to it?
I agree. Great statement. I mean, we're really not going to find anyone more bullish. I know you guys love that phrase. bullish on the hobby for more than just like the financial reasons. It's a fun space, and even if the cards are going down, you're still going to have a lot of engagement. To his point about volume, because people still like the concept of buying and selling cards and trading, and they like collecting, and they like looking at the cards. I made this comment maybe last crossover, but I noticed a lot of people who came in through the means of like the whole flipping thing, the content creating, flipping. And a lot of those people are still here because they enjoy it, right? It's a fun way to like interact with the community, and I feel like a lot of them have been accepted into the community. I'm thinking of like the Sasha Tees, where he's still doing his thing, kind of doing the same, making the content, flipping cards, going to shows, filming, having fun with it. Like, it kind of just becomes a part of you.
Right on. Mike Pinkerton 50 says, with the prices of cards going down, is there a great investment opportunity? Discuss when is the best time to invest. Buy rare stuff cheap to hold and sell later.
Man, I always have a hard time with this question. We get asked this a lot. It's like, what's a good buy right now? And we're probably like the worst people to ask that question, because we always say like, which cards do you like? What cards would you collect for yourself?
Yeah.
It's kind of not in the spirit of the question. So, but maybe it is. Like find what you like, and maybe do research about what's like the important rookies of that player, or rare cards of that player or set or whatever that interests you, and start there.
Man. Yeah. God, I could go on for 20 minutes and do a composite of rants that have already been done in previous shows.
You can't just like pick one thing. Like, you can't just say like, oh, go buy, Gold Prism 2012s and you'll be rich. It doesn't work like that.
No, it doesn't. And, man, you can really miss out. It's hard because like I'm trying to think like from an investment perspective, but we've gone through years of developing an approach to the hobby that's more so based on the irony of the fact that collecting principles are generally what lead to the best returns on investment over the long haul, or at least that's how it's been historically. And so if you're thinking like a collector, what if I was like, oh, market might still be going down more, so let me just skip this McCaffrey Prism Black for now. I can't do that. Like if it's in stocks or something, you just buy through the highs, buy through the lows, buy through the lulls, and hopefully when it's all said and done, in the grand scheme, the graph ends up at the top right corner.
I think that's right. You know how in stocks, there's always data around like, if you would have just bought low-cost mutual funds through, the cheapest, pick your cheapest avenue to get those, and just like bought them whenever and just held them for 20 years, you would do better than the person day trading and trying to like beat the market, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
I don't know if that's quite the answer for cards, because it's not, apples to apples, but something like that. It's like, and you were saying it, just jump in now. Like if you have the money and you're interested in it, and you feel like we might be nearing a bottom or whatever, then jump in now, and it might go down more over the next couple months. It might turn around and go up. Nobody knows for sure. So it doesn't really do you any good to try to time it necessarily. And it's more about the timing really is like, when does that rare card that you want ever come available? And if it's now because someone's panicking, then now's the time,
Yeah. And sometimes those like really rare desirable cards, they might only come out at the worst time. Like if you were somebody wanting to buy a Prism Gold of Jaylen Brown, your chance was during the finals when the guy who owned the copy that showed up was like, yeah, now's probably a good time to sell.
Exactly.
Then you have to pay. You have to pay. All right. That's it for the card market stuff.
Plus, we overpay for everything. Like, I overpaid for my mail day next week, I feel. But it was like, I haven't had a lot of chances to get this card, so what, no, I'm gonna, haggle with them over market value. I did my best, but I feel like I still overpaid a little bit, but I don't care.
Yeah. yeah, that's when you know you're going after a card worth getting, I think. Okay.
And
Cards.
cards that don't sell a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Cards of Cascadia says, my birthday is March 25th, so I find myself drawn to cards that are serial numbered 3 of 25. I tend to grab these cards even though they don't quite fit my other collecting parameters. Do you guys have any weird collecting quirks like this? I think you do. That deals with serial numbers.
I like 6 of whatever.
Yes, you do.
But it's hard to do. I would rather have the card than like beat myself up trying to get the 6. You know, it's just like a nice. It would be cool, but I don't. It doesn't stop me from any of my habits.
If you
I knew
had-
you see how it looked? I knew she had not turned. I knew she was gonna have a penny number.
I know. I have a question for Josh.
Oh,
If you had 2 cards up like at the same time, both that you want, serial numbered, and one is 6 and one is 5, but the 6 is like at auction, or no, the 6 is a buy it now, and the 5 is at auction. Which one are you going for?
Is the buy it now like overpriced?
A little bit, yeah. I forgot which one I said was buy it now. So, like, basically, would you pay a premium
Right,
for that 6? For that 6,
it's not so easy to write questions for the crossover, is it?
Not in my head.
I get the spirit of the question. Probably just go for the 5. Like, it's more of like, if the 6 falls into my lap, I'm happy with it.
Well, I actually had this come up today. Because there was 2 maxis that were up, and one was an 8 out of 10, and one was a 5 out of 10. And the 5 out of 10 was listed at $27, buy it now. And the 8 out of 10 was at an auction, and I ended up paying like $3 extra for the 8 out of 10 because
We have a bunch of 8 out of 10.
I have a bunch of 8 out of 10s, then I wanted to like keep it to that cereal when possible. And I think $3 is nothing. So
And now I have to check our bank account, make sure we didn't
I was gonna
overdraft.
say, you guys didn't get to eat today. How's that? Aren't you hungry?
Wow. Now I have to. Oh my god. I don't
Ramen for a week over at the McGill house.
you know what, guys?
Christina's like, I was agonizing over the $3.
You spent more money and time on that versus just like paying the $25 for the other one.
Yeah, but you know
The
what?
internet cost, the light cost on her phone was more than $3.
But you know what? That's what's fun. It's annoying sitting there in the moment, but it's also fun. It's like being so into the nuances of cards that you're deciding whether to spend $3 or more based on whether the serial number is 5 out of 10 or 8 out of 10.
Should've just got both of them.
I did. Like, the auction was ending. There was like 3.
You know, come to think of it, I did walk into the office and she was just sweating profusely this afternoon. She looked like that meme of Key and Peele where the guy's just.
You guys
He's like, Chris, we have to sell one of your Jordans.
You know what? That's a Starbucks drink. So I had to give up a Starbucks drink this month so that I could have the 8 out of 10. Okay?
Good for you. Well done. All right. Kevin M. Cormier says, last week there was talk about bidding on 2 rarer cards that were listed at the same time. What's the rationale behind selling 2 copies of the same card at the same time?
I'm not sure there is one. I'd space it out. I would never sell them at the same time. I'd be too nervous that one would
Yeah.
cancel the other out or it would remove a bidder. I would space them out.
You're getting real Galaxy Brain 4D chess when you're like, maybe if I sell both at the same time, the first one's going to a little bit before the second one, and the one who doesn't win the first one's going to go bid even stronger on the second.
Yeah.
All right. Card Shop Dad says, who's the one person you'd love to see become a basketball card collector?
I have such a good answer for this.
Ooh, I suck at these questions, so you're going to have to carry this one.
All right. The answer is you,
You.
audience member watching this.
Oh, you, the audience. Wow. How long did it take you to come up with that one?
Well, I was like LeBron or, 340 chess audience.
Nice. We are on another level tonight. I don't have an answer to this question. I don't care who the hell collects basketball cards.
Well, it's more of like not one specific person. Like I want everyone to collect.
Yeah, fair enough. Everybody.
No person is more important than the other to join the hobby.
Yeah, I agree with that. Christine, do you have an answer? No. All right.
Unless Christina, if JT wants to collect, we might have to.
Doesn't he collect? I thought he did collect.
You know what, Josh? Between JT and Taylor, like we can get those two into collecting and be their hobby mentors. That would be pretty cool.
That's a lot of pressure on us, but I think we can do it.
I think we could do it.
Somebody said dentists and kids.
I'll take JT and you take Taylor to not piss off our significant others. How about that?
Yeah, I got it.
All right, I don't know. I swear I thought I heard something about Justin Timberlake collecting stuff once. All right. Cardboard.
Collects Emmy or gold platinum albums, motherfucker.
Oh, God. All right.
Grammy.
I almost said Emmys. Grammys, thank you.
Have you ever watched the show Barry?
I have.
Oh, okay. It has 30 primetime Emmy
No one
nominations.
cares about that stupid show. Move on.
Do you like that show?
I watched the first 3 seasons, which is only 24 episodes, and they're 30 minutes each, so it's only really 12 hours of screen time. I think I finished it in a week.
Yep. But you haven't seen the new season?
It hasn't come out yet.
It has.
I've seen all 3. I've seen the first 3 seasons. Is the 4th already out?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Wait, the third just came out or what?
Yeah, I think the 3rd just came out.
I might be wrong. I have not seen the newest season on HBO. I'm behind by 1 season.
Oh, wow. I'm ahead of you.
I didn't like the show. Every time he has it on, I leave the room. He keeps watching over and over those 3 seasons. I don't get it.
It's great. All right, you just said Emmys, and I had this stat in my head that Barry has 30 nominations for Emmys.
Dude, I read that we're watching Office right now, and we're also listening to the Office Ladies podcast. Steve Carell never won an Emmy for that fucking show. How is that possible?
Oh, my God. I need to have a word with the Academy.
Sometimes when you're too good, they resent you.
That's
I don't
ridiculous.
know if you guys ever feel that way, but sometimes when you're too good at your job, people start resenting you.
He's a genius in that show. It's when he leaves, it's like a noticeable what the fuck.
Oh, yeah. That show can't live without him. You're watching it
It's
again?
okay.
What run is this for you?
Like 5 or 6.
Suppose it's about time for us to give it another run.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, there's a lot of episodes.
Frasier.
You haven't watched Frasier in a while.
Oh my god, no.
You will notice a slight personality difference if I start watching Frasier.
Yeah.
You're just gonna be more pompous?
Yes, I
Yeah.
just want to become Frasier when I watch that show. He just becomes me. He takes over me.
You're gonna start drinking tea and shit?
No,
Yeah, he does. Don't let
I
him
had a
fool
tea
you.
today. How do you think I got this thing that I'm chewing on?
Niles.
Niles. Eddie? Okay, all right. Ben X Crunner 1. Yeah, Frasier is the GOAT. Let's go. Ben, this chat is just... All right, Ben X Crunner 1 says, how many high-value... Oh, this is a good question. Let me start over
All right.
and give this question...
We're done with the star here, so they're all uphill from here.
Yeah, all right. How many high-value cards are being held hostage by non-collectors?
I think a lot.
Why do you
Like-
think that?
Like 30%.
Collectors are the last ones who are going to sell cards. So
Because
it's
I
not
think
always the
with-
worst thing if a card is with a flipper or an investor, because the collector ain't selling it. I ain't selling Christian McCaffrey Prism Blacks. So if somebody else wants those, I'm the last person to own it. That they
I didn't say it was
want
bad. I think it's great to always have activity and things to chase and people to own cards that it doesn't end up with that person. I think that's good to have the constant flow of the hobby.
Yeah.
So 30%. I mean, I just think that in the last 2 years, the boom has been so great in a lot of aspects of the hobby that some people, I wouldn't say they're forced to sell, but they chose to sell a lot of those really high dollar cards because it can, change their life in a lot of aspects. And they could take that money and go buy, several lower end cards, have some money left over to, buy a house or whatever. So I'd say decent amount.
And you say too many?
Yeah. I say
Too
if there's
many.
even one card in a non-collector's hand, it's too fucking many cards.
So you're a utopian idealist.
I mean, you could still be a collector and move cards. Like people
Yeah.
people
Oh, of
move
course.
up all the time and like cards move. But like yeah, too many.
Hard stance. I like it.
I can start naming them if you want.
It's a long list.
It is a long list.
I don't know. I feel like it's way less than it seems, dude. All right,
Why?
because think about how many there are of certain cards and you just never see them. Like
Yeah, I know. That's true.
yeah, like
That's why they're being held hostage.
like you get like a decent number of 57 Fleer PSA 10s to come out every month. Maybe a half dozen, maybe less, a little bit less. And lately, like the Brady Champ Tick and the LeBron RPA have been making a monthly or once every 2 months appearance because those have become like synonymous with iconic investment grade seven-figure cards.
Mm-hmm.
But like, dude, how many PMG greens do you see come out? Like, and that's like not a great example, right? Because like most of those landed with collectors a long time ago before things became too investor driven. But like apply that to anything. Like, how many grails given the print run do you actually see hit the market and come up for sale in auctions? And like I think it's a very small percentage, and we see like when like a Prism Gold of like a key player comes up, like maybe it'll come up 2 or 3 times, but half the time it's the same copy getting sold over and over again. Like it just, if there's 10 Prism Golds, in over a 5-year span, only 3 have ever hit the market. Most of them are being held. That doesn't mean they're in the hands of collectors, but
The 2012 Prism Gold LeBron. There's been like the one sale, the 500K.
yep.
I know where a few of those other ones are, and they're with collectors. And I just thought, I thought in my head, the second that thing sold for 500, 2 of those people would have been like, "Oh my god, I gotta sell one of these 500 grand. That's incredible!" And they didn't sell. They just kept them.
Yeah, like here comes the onslaught.
That's what I thought. And it was like, dude, 500 grand. Wow, that's a lot. Nope.
Yeah, that's amazing. Oh yeah, what a card that is. Yeah, that's a great example. That's exactly what I'm.
PMG Red Jordan. That card sells once every 6 months. There's 90 of them.
There's
That's
not exactly. There's
that's,
90.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Damn. Okay. All right. Did I type something in wrong? All right. Anyway, I'll look at that later. Okay. Basketball Card Collector 93 says, I just conducted a survey of what part of the process collectors enjoy the most. And I found that the top 2 were, first place was mail day, the mail day itself at 48%, followed by the hunt at 42%. So out of these 4 options, which would your vote be? And then can you tell which card brought you the most enjoyment? And here's the 4 options. The hunt / locating the card, coming to terms, making an agreement, and paying for the card, the moment when it's in transit and out for delivery, or the moment when it's in your hand.
I have no idea what you're going to say, and I barely know what I'm going to say. I'm going to say...
Isn't it different for different cards at different times?
Yeah, I'm thinking of the PMG Green Penny, and I feel like my favorite moment was when we were like figuring out the price and I was paying him.
Yeah.
Because we always talk about like the pre-mail day is like the favorite, and then like within that whole stream, it's the paying for it part, like negotiation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know why that answer would change daily. What's yours?
Yeah, my answer can definitely change daily, but today I think I'm going to say the moment of agreement and payment is exchanged. Like,
We agree.
Assuming those happen at the same time. That's what you were saying, too.
Yeah, we agree. Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, I'm going with that, too. That moment's when you strike the deal. Because, like, for those real grail cards where the other side just has you dead to rights, but you're doing your best to negotiate, and maybe like, well, maybe I could throw this card in, or look, this is my highest that I can go, and I have to walk away now, so get back to me. You can't. And then finally, you just reach the agreement. Very satisfying.
I think it's because it's like, I think we both said that because it's like we know we're gonna buy it. It's just a matter of like what kind of game can we play to save ourselves the most. It's like a fun thing that we tell ourselves, I'm buying this thing no matter what. Doesn't matter what if this guy doesn't even.
Except, there is an alternate universe where they just say no. Like there is an alternate universe where you tap out, or
you're like on the edge, right? Like you don't have it yet, but you almost have it.
Especially when you've had it go both ways. When you've had cards escape your grasp. So that's good. That's my vote today as well. All right, Beantown Sports Card says, how awesome would it be? I don't know what this question is, and I don't understand the poll result. I don't understand anything. How awesome would it be to live in a world without comps and then buy based on feel? And I asked, and I put a poll, and the poll was awesome or not awesome. So would it be awesome to live in a world without comps and then buy on feel? And half the people said awesome and half said not awesome. Half the people don't want comps. They just want to walk around buying on feel.
They just want anarchy and chaos. I feel like we owe a bit of our, hobby success to the existence of comps. So I think we got to say not awesome.
Was that some passive aggressive hostility aimed at Card Ladder when people are like, nah?
I don't know. Let's ask him. Joe, what are you trying to say here, Joe? Because I'm going to see you in a month, Joe.
Do you think that your business should exist or not? What side are you on of that?
Well, I've looked at the votes, and Christina actually voted feel. So
I did not even see your fucking story. Nice try.
Woo! Let's go.
You asked about what's yours? 86 Fleer, 84 Star, something or neither? I said neither. It's I'm so tired of it.
Neither. Oh Lord, people now think you're a Interlake truther or Nike promo.
Interlake is worse, dude. That card, it's not even a card. It's a freaking postcard. A freaking magazine cover.
It's so huge.
I'd rather have a ticket than that thing.
Oh, how dare you. I'm just going to pretend I didn't hear that. All right.
The only thing worse would be getting my son into the hobby, right?
Yeah, okay. Wow, you're really trying to trigger me now.
Or Sammy was flossing extra hard tonight. I think might have a future in dentistry.
Oh no!
Wow. Well, I did once like Sammy.
He's like, what kind of kid is I want to be a dentist?
One that you need to keep a close eye on.
Yeah.
Keep out of the hobby. All right.
The great thing about kids and hobby is that eventually they do grow up.
Yeah, they do. That's right. They're not stuck in their distasteful state permanently. Also, it's not all kids, all right? It's just the kids who have millions of dollars from gathering leaves and other entrepreneurial endeavors that they've done. Going around towns, picking up, empty bottles of pop and soda and cans.
I think the new thing is
tabs, and catching them at the recycling place. And they build
the new thing is kids that have Shopify businesses or something.
Yeah. That's the new age entrepreneur. So, yeah, those when they amass these small fortunes, and rather than retire at the age of 12, they go and outbid me on my grails. So, but I did post a meme today. I got a little get back of these kids. Posted a meme of Zion Williamson in the gym, looking cut, looking swole. And he's with a bunch of kids, and he's like, you think you can stop me? You think you can do anything to me? What, you think you're going to stop me? And then he just blows by the kid, soars, and dunks on one kid, and then another kid gets in line, and he says, oh, you think you can stop me? He gets so low to the ground, like Patrick Mahomes when he was throwing that sideways pass in the Super Bowl. He got so low to the ground, just blew past this kid, elevates and dunks, and the person holding the camera couldn't even contain their fear. They just said, oh, that's how I feel when I'm bidding on grails against 9-year-olds.
I got a new Card Ladder merch t-shirt idea. It just says, in quote on the front, Don't get me started on these kids. Sold out in one day. Pre-orders are already filling up, people.
All right.
Could we do another one with just like a tooth on it and it's crossed out?
People are like, I can't brush my teeth? What?
People are like, you like no teeth? Like, what?
All right.
So we're just hockey players now?
Great username here. Jokic my Nugs 15 said,
Jovic or Jokic?
Okay. Now we're really just trying to trigger me tonight. He said, if you could be the hobby czar in charge of all companies for one day, what would you do? And I have my answer ready. My answer is, this is so easy. Go listen to your customers and implement as many improvements on your business as you can that speaks to the interests of the collectors who patronize your business. That's it. For every company, that's what I would do.
Oh, that's a good one. That's good because it complements mine. I would double down on the thing that my company does the best, and I would do more of that.
Nice. Awesome.
You know what I would do?
What would you do? Oh, boy.
I would listen to Christina. So when you're on a Zoom meeting with Christina and she's talking about your business and you say something and then she says something, I would listen to what she said.
This is like, you know what she just did? She just cheated. She was like, when you have the genie and you in the bottle and you rub the bottle and the genie comes out, you get 3 wishes.
Ask for more wishes,
She
yeah.
just, ask for infinite wishes.
Obviously, that would be your first wish. Like, anyone who wishes for something else is an idiot.
It's not in the spirit of the question, but Christina's answer is, if she became the czar of every hobby company for a day, she would give an irretractable mandate that says they must consult with Christina from here on out.
I would literally make all the companies sign a document that said Christina is forever the czar of the hobby.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Way to beat the game by cheating.
It's not cheating. It wasn't in the rules that wasn't allowed.
Ooh, Jersey Mike or Subway?
Jersey Mike.
What do you say, Josh?
Chipotle. Dude, Lamine posted that he had Chipotle tonight, and I messaged him and said, how was it? And he said, not as good as I remember. And I said, you're dead to me.
He's always trashing California. He's trashing the food. He's always hating on California.
I'm pretty sure Chipotle was started in Boston.
But he's in California.
Okay.
So he went to a Chipotle in California. I'm going with Subway. I'm the last Subway simp on Earth. Me and Nick Uliano are the last 2 Subway simps on Earth. All right. Vinny Slabarino says, I always enjoy the show. Thank you, Vinny.
That's good. That's one compliment tonight.
What do you
Or one
think?
for us.
Just wait till you hear the question, though, before you get to
Oh, God.
All right. What do you think of rookie autographs where the autograph was added after the fact? Would you rather have a PSA 10 of the 86 player Jordan or a PSA 10 DNA Authentic? Would it make a difference to your choice if it was a PSA 10 DNA 10? It used to be that autos were considered defacing and therefore devalued the card, but that was well before cards came out of the pack autographed.
Whew. A lot to unpack. I'm clearly in the camp of the non-autograph. I prefer my cards in the state of which they were pulled from the pack. The reason I can be confident in this is that there's other cards to choose from that were meant to be autographed, and I will collect those. If I want autographed cards, those are the ones I want. The ones that were meant to be autographed and were pulled from a pack as such.
Mm-hmm. Right on. Couldn't have said it better myself. I'm in the same camp, too. Why do people add in-person autographs?
Add the value?
I think that's true, not in all situations, but in many situations, I think that's true.
Well, no, in many, yes, but I have we have an in-person Luka auto, and the purpose wasn't to add value to sell it. It was to commemorate us going to the game and our collective
And gave us
of
something
character-
fun to
of the
do.
player.
Yeah, like a mission to accomplish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, like I think that's a little bit of the the part that's just like, oh well, how much more is my card worth if it's autographed? And it's just like I don't know.
Yeah.
10 million% more.
Yeah, you pick the item that you would enjoy the story of getting their autograph the most. Like you happen to pick that card, but it was like, what item do I want signed to remember this the most? Not like, let me build a factory of getting cards signed by all these players so I can get rich. That's very different.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Not that there's anything wrong with either, but people are gonna look differently on those too.
Got out Nick Guglielmo.
Oh man, Nick's been just getting what's the phrase?
Roasted?
No, where you just mess around. Ball buff. There's been a lot of ball busting against Nick
Rip.
on Clubhouse, and now
We're gonna see him in a month. We'll have some good stories with him.
it has bled over into the crossover. All right. Benor14 Sports Card says, a follow-up to Drake's PC's question last week regarding young quarterbacks who routinely sell for more than a guy like Peyton Manning. If Peyton or any other top five, we have more Peyton Manning collectors in our audience, I think, than any other player. So why don't we just embrace this? We should just become Peyton Manning shills to the
Let's do
max
it.
and just feed our audience. So if Peyton
The Brady guys are too busy jerking off to their games to join the show.
All right, if Peyton or any other top 5 to 10 quarterback who's not currently playing had the current slates of more desirable cards, so if they had RPAs, if they had one-of-ones, do you think Peyton's prices would be higher than the newer guys or one of the other top 5 to 10? Would they be higher than the newer guys because of his relative success, or would the newer guys still outsell him because of recency bias, because of potential, because of the allure and the entertainment factor of getting to see them play every Sunday?
I think that question had all the answers in it. I think it's all of that. I think a big part of it is that he doesn't have an RPA. It's a huge part of it. But, I mean, Brady doesn't have an RPA, and his cards sell for a shit ton. So, or if we're going to show it for Manning, we might as well go all in. Manning's, I've always thought, was undervalued. I think he's a great player. He falls into, like, the Duncan, Aaron Rodgers camp for me, where it's like, I don't get why more people don't spend a lot of money on this guy. But he does have a lot of expensive cards. And I feel like if he did have an RPA and he had a 101 shield, they would sell for a fuck ton. It would. So, a little bit of both.
Yeah, first of all, to all you Peyton guys out there, stay true. All right? You guys are growing in numbers, seeing more of you guys show up as the months roll by. And I would rest incredibly easy if it was my job to argue that Peyton Manning is underrated relative to every other quarterback. He has 5 MVPs and 2 Super Bowl trophies.
What?
Come on. You don't even need to say anything more than that. 5 MVPs and 2 Super Bowl trophies. I'm just going to go ahead and assume he got Super Bowl MVP in both those Super Bowls because it's Peyton.
No. Von Miller did, I think.
Oh, no. In the Denver Broncos one?
Yeah.
Dude, he was like their backup for parts of that season.
Sorry, Peyton fans. Didn't mean to push you guys on the spot like that and then let you down.
Peyton was always my favorite quarterback growing up. I liked him.
I mean, still, though, you got 5 MVPs. 2-time Offensive Player of the Year.
He did get the MVP for
The Bears fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah, for Indy.
He beat Rex Grossman. What an accomplishment.
All right. Oh, my answer?
Fun fact, his brother won the next year.
Okay, by the way, I'm going to answer this question and use a little bit of data to do it. So the question is if Peyton Manning had one-of-ones and RPAs and stuff. Dude, 3 freaking years ago, 3.5 years ago, in January of 2022, and we went over this last week, his Contenders rookie ticket autograph PSA 10 sold for $72,000. It has a card ladder value estimate of $277,000 today. Okay, so Peyton Manning has what's maybe a $250,000 card today already. if he had one of ones, if he had a National Treasures, Platinum 1 of 1, Shield, RPA, dude, that thing's going for so much money, it will make you sick.
Yeah.
So I think he would be head and shoulders above these guys today if he had those types of cards.
Josh Allen, though. Josh Allen cards just sell for more. They just do.
Dude, Josh Allen cards. Oh, dude. A month ago.
I think Josh Allen might be a dentist in another life.
Or dentists like him for some reason. The dentists are controlling the Josh Allen market. You heard it here first. Oh, my God. Yeah, dude, his market is just absolutely nuts.
Like him and Herbert, I could probably make a pretty strong case they outsell Peyton Manning if you try to compare them.
Yeah.
That's kind of like maybe the spirit of that question. That's why I said both.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right. I am Mohammed Nasir says, are complete sets worth the time to collect?
This is a total opinion question, right?
Yeah. No wrong answers here, Josh, but be careful.
Well, then the answer is no, because I have 0 sets, and it's not worth my time.
Yeah, dude, collecting sets,
It takes a lot.
it takes a lot. It's so frustrating. I mean, not
I've
all
just
of
never
them,
been.
but like if you're collecting, like if you're putting together a rainbow or you're trying to collect a set that's short printed, like, oh man, it gets really annoying.
Like,
I've never got out of my way to collect Tom Gugliotta.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've built sets and like master sets, and it's definitely fun. Like, but I'm a degenerate pack ripper, and I ripped most of them.
Yeah, I'll make that distinction. Like, putting together a base set of, like, a product that comes out of a $50 box or a $100 box, which doesn't happen anymore. But, back when 2018 Prism was $200 a box, and Christina and I were on a freaking budget because I was a leech and a law student, and she was the sole provider. We still were buying 2018 Prism boxes, and we built like 15 complete sets.
Yeah.
And then I loved putting them together and then like checking them off and then selling them on eBay for $50 a piece.
Let me get this straight. I'm not going to let that one go. I have to revisit this. You were a poor student, and she was providing. That's a fact. That happened. Then, now that you both have a little bit of money, you're the one buying 1 of 1 Jokic's, and she's buying $25 Mexican. Did I get that right?
And we're gonna have a talk about that $3.
Yeah, I spent $28 on my Kleba today instead of $25, and I got roasted.
And for all intents and purposes, she's definitely still like the provider, I think. She's the one who takes care of all the responsibilities and the planning.
For Josh, too. Yeah.
And the eating.
And the
like, Chris is like, what do I order?
I did. I'd be in a bad spot.
I'm trying to picture Chris without Christina, and I'm just like... I'm just picturing you like in the middle of a dark room.
Picture
rocking back and forth.
Yeah, picture a feral child raised by wolves.
It should be you and Nick like trying to figure stuff out.
Oh my god.
That once was the reality.
Yeah. Like when I first met him, that was the reality.
And it did not go well.
You're like, Nick, where we stand tonight?
I mean, we would just drive until we saw a hotel and then on road trips.
That's literally what they do, and they would like stay in like $40 hotels.
Yeah, Christina really classed us up.
The first time I went on a road trip with them, I was like, this is never happening again. Like, literally never happening again.
Dude, she sent me that hotel link for New York when we're at Bleecker, and I'm like, you can pick my hotel every time. Like, this is way nicer than the one that I picked last time I went to New York.
It's the same one that we stayed
Yeah.
at last time? Don't get your hopes too high.
It was a
Oh,
nice
well.
hotel.
Their website looks nice.
Yeah, it's nice. It's New York nice, you know?
Is it one of those where, like, you know, you on Zillow, the pictures look so good, and then you go see the house, and you're like, wait, what? How'd you do that?
No, it's not like that. It's just
It's a step up from that strip club hotel that we stayed at in Atlanta.
yeah, that's fair. It's like it's packed into, you know, everything in New York is like, you know, when you're in the city, it's like everything's packed together, and you know, I don't know. It's nice. I'm not complaining. It's nice.
You used to stay at, you know, Motel 6 that you drove by randomly, so this is nice.
Yes. Yep, we've
Yeah,
come a long
he's
way.
talking shit about a 4-star hotel in New York City when he used to stay at a half-star hotel on the side of the 80, like in bumfuck, like Indiana, and he would.
Like
I like things how I like things. Okay.
like a spaceship hotel or some shit.
Not even. It would be like the door doesn't close all the way, John.
Like a themed, like those shitty, like themed motels on the side of the interstate highways.
Yeah. I'm like the guy.
Big dinosaur out front.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I've said too much already. Okay. Speaking of sets, mostly 90s basketball card says rank these 3 groups of people in order from happiest to grumpiest. Player. Now that I think about it, like, wow, what a question. All right. Player collectors, set collectors. So player collectors, set collectors, team collectors. And then I said, you have to answer this question for asking it. And mostly 90s said, first happiest is set collectors because the structure of set collecting provides a sense of accomplishment. 2 is player collectors because the options in player collecting allow for creativity. And then 3, the grumpiest are team collectors because there's too many damn cards.
Team collectors. Aren't there more cards for set collecting than team collecting?
I guess so. I don't know.
I would say the grumpiest is team collectors because the players are always moving teams, and it's just like you're having to like dump entire player collections after like every year because of all these guys moving teams. That would be stressful though.
Yeah.
And if the team doesn't perform well, you're grumpy. It's just
Maybe the player collector is at risk of being the grumpiest because all their eggs are in the same basket. Whereas with set collectors and team collectors, hey, you know, one guy leaves the team or one guy, you know, doesn't do so well, but maybe that new rookie that your team just picked up that you loaded up on their cards because you know about them, but nobody else knows about them. Maybe they pop and they become a great player. So, you know, your risk is more spread out with set collecting and team collecting, whereas with player collecting, all your eggs are in one basket.
Yo, I found a picture of the last hotel you stayed at without Christina.
Let's see.
Check it out.
I know what's coming. Let's go. On the beach, at least. You know me. I like the beach.
I was going to make a joke about beachfront property.
But did you see the way that bags were spilled out of the top of the can? It was class.
You know what?
That will never get old.
We can joke, but like, obviously, like, let me stop.
I don't even know where that was going.
I was trying to stick up
Don't
for
land
you.
that plane.
I was trying to stick up for you because
Don't land that plane.
obviously there was something that drew me to you, so you were together enough when I first met you.
Oh my god, you're just making it worse. This is just
I
making
took
it.
her out.
This is making it way worse. Go back over there.
Wait, the joke is better. Here's the hotels that you stay at now.
Nice. Yep, I agree. It's still a trash can. Just
The golden trash can. That's like a gold prism. Yeah, that's a shiny trash can.
that's funny. All right. We have to get to the Drake question.
All right.
Drake's PC says, how underrated is Peyton Manning?
I was going to say, Manning is still good, I'm pretty sure.
All right. Drake says hobby preferences seem to come and go over time. For some categories of cards, BGS used to be preferred to PSA, but that's no longer true. Patches and autographs were once preferred to shiny. Rookie cards were once preferred to non-rookie cards. Some of these things are still true, I think. But he says, what is a hobby preference today that you see sticking around for the next 5 to 10 years? And what is something that you see becoming less preferred over the same period? And then Drake gave an answer. He says that he thinks non-game worn cards, memorabilia cards, might be less preferred over the next 5 to 10 years. He gets why RPA's non-game worn is what it is, but third-year cards, he says they should be game worn.
Yeah, I think you had an answer about like the gold prism out of 10 thing, right?
Yes, and my answer, because I'm learning, let's just, if I can just skip the negative one so I don't have to offend anybody and just answer the positive one, that's so safe. So, yeah, I only answered the positive part of this question, which is what do you see sticking around for 5 to 10 years? And yeah, I said that golds, like in the 90s, the Ultra Gold Medallion parallel, it wasn't the top dog. The Platinum Medallion was. The gold was an unnumbered parallel. And it was cool, but it was just like, eh. Then in the 2000s, through Topps Chrome, the gold parallel became, the cream of the crop for the Topps Chrome parallels in some sets, not all, but like it definitely, that seed was planted. And in the most important set, the 03 Topps Chrome, the gold was the big dog. And then by the time Panini and Prism came around, and not just Prism, but all the products in Panini, the gold parallel was standardized to be out of 10, which turned out to be a great call. So I think gold is hot now, but I think it's a hobby preference now, but it's also here to stay.
I have a positive and a negative.
Oh,
I'll do one of each. The positive is similar to yours, but it's a little more nuanced. I think the top brands will continue to kind of be the thing for cards, where the National Treasures RPA will outsell the second or third best brand by 5x, etc. Or Prism will outsell Optic by a ton. That'll continue. The thing that's going to change is Kaboom is going to die.
There you go.
Dude, Fanatics won't even take it. They're just like, no, this idea sucks. Done.
Josh, I'm going to throw a party when that happens. I said it in the chat already.
All right. Pizza party.
Yeah.
Sports Card Dinner says, what are your thoughts on redemptions, where the card is connected to a game, similar to Collector's Choice in the 1990s?
Redemption?
Do you remember those Collector's Choice cards? I think they were called, You Crash the Game. And, if a player met the statistical threshold that was on the card, you got to send it in, and they sent you back. That, commemorated whatever it was that you were watching for.
We haven't had that since then?
I don't know. I don't know.
Sounds neat to me.
There you go. All right. I think it's a little bit hokey. Oh, there I go. I just don't want to be too critical here.
You're so goddamn negative tonight, dude.
Fuck. I just think it's a little hokey, man. I don't need that level of interaction between game outcomes and cards. But that's coming from the guy who wishes there was an insert set that was based on the top 10 player efficiency rating. So take it with a grain of salt.
What are we doing here? Says a Top Shot?
There you go. That must be why I feel that way. Yeah, the predictor cards too. Yes, exactly. All right. JP Sneaker Card Collector says, what is the best Bobby Bonilla card? Do you know why he's asking that?
Oh, yeah. Today's Bobby Bonilla Day.
Yeah. And can you explain what that is for those who don't know?
I think he signed a ridiculous contract where they, said they're going to pay him $1 million a year for 40 years or whatever.
Yeah, and he's still going. So in preparation for this question, I went on to Card Ladder Sales History. I just typed in Bobby Bonilla, and this is the card that came up. This card sold for $2,000 in February
Woo.
2022. It's the 1990 Donruss Bobby Bonilla. Very rare error card. No dot after ink.
Ooh.
And, that's the highest sale, but there were others. One sold in 2021 for $1,200, the same error card. One sold in 2022 for $1,000, $900. So, and they don't seem to come up all that often. His next highest selling card is his 1993 Finest Refractor, which is a really cool card. This 1993 Finest Refractor PSA 10 Bobby Bonilla in March of 2020 sold for $430. That was March 18th, 2020. That was like the scariest moment in the history of sports cards for me, when the pandemic was like, and stay-at-home orders were like a week old. It sold for $430. So there you go, Bobby Bonilla. Ricky.
I'm glad that the error thing died out to answer Drake's thing. I'm glad that's dead. Nobody cares about error cards anymore, or they just don't have enough of them.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I pulled an error card that was like half of one card and half of the other, and I was like, I'm going to get rich off of this card. Did not.
And you did.
And I did. And it did not work out at all. The card was just totally worthless. I don't, look, whether it's grading scarcity or scarcity based on rare issues of misprints, these all laid the seeds for serial numbered super short prints. So
yeah, that sounds right.
the C3PO error card is dope. Do you know what card that is? I think we've shown this. Oh boy.
Oh yes, don't show that again, please.
All right. I was gonna say.
I get so excited just looking. I get too excited when I look at it.
We don't want to have an error screen down below. All right. Ricky Puyito says, Christina, what cards in Prism Basketball are you looking forward to adding to your collection this year?
2020 Prism, Maxi Kleba, Fast Break, 1. Bronze out of 20. 2. Neon Green out of 5.
Yep, she's still looking for those, but I think this question is more about the new Prism Basketball.
Yeah, I don't know. He didn't specify that. Therefore, the Prism Basketball cards that I'm looking forward to adding to my collection are the 2 cards I need for my rainbow, Ricky.
All right, we got it. Are you
welcome?
Called me over.
Are you going to add any Prism from this year?
That question asker just got a look into the day of our lives.
You're welcome.
No, I don't care.
There you go. All right. I'll be watching and seeing what comes up, but I don't know if I'll be buying anything.
I just want to see if Cade Cunningham's going to be on a TCU practice court or not.
Well, the rookies usually have a photoshopped background, so it's just a cutout.
Do they have even National Treasures hasn't come out yet either, right?
No.
Come on.
Dude, National Treasure is usually half a year after Prism in the release schedule for basketball.
Do we have dates on either?
Yeah, Prism Basketball, first off the line, I think, came out last week. So.
Oh, cool. So we're almost there?
Yeah, we are definitely almost there. If the hobby box price isn't stupid, we'll probably buy one and open one. What was the last time we opened a Prism box?
What's stupid? What's stupid?
Football with Nick?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll know it when I see it. Hopefully there'll be Prism Basketball by the time by the National, and then just buy a box there. That'd be fun.
What is the price? Like, give me a guess. Carvin says next Friday.
Yeah, I don't know, 1,500 maybe. I don't know.
That's a lot, or that's what you're guessing?
I think that's a lot, but we'll probably
for a hobby box.
For a hobby box, yeah.
Dude, 1,500.
Yeah.
Okay, Josh, I just freaked out for spending $3 on a fucking number 8.
Oh. I know. I hate to be that guy that's like, well, I used to pay $300, but it's true. We used to pay like $200 for some of this stuff.
Even that feels expensive. I don't know, whatever.
We used to
Prism was supposed to be like Prism wasn't supposed to be this way when it first came out. It was supposed to be cheaper.
2018 Prism came off, like, when it first came out, it was $200 to $250 for a hobby box.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Those were the days. Is that a Subway cup, you freaking product placement bitch?
How dare you? How dare you?
Subway, eat fresh. You're like,
I still support you guys. You guys get trashed on Clubhouse, though.
why? What's wrong with them?
I don't know. People really don't like Subway and Clubhouse.
Damn, I thought it was pretty. There's a lot of people who are like, you know, still hang on to Subway, like the fitness guys that like they still swear by it. So can't be that bad.
I guess. I don't know. I had no idea there's so many foodies in our sports card Clubhouse.
Well, I know a guy who's like, he's like a fitness, you know, teacher guy. I don't know what you call him, but he always eats at Subway. So I'm like, can't be that bad.
What does he get when he's there?
I have no, you know, like vegetables probably.
Perimeter Collectibles. Hey, you know, we're at the final 6 questions. It always satisfies me when we complete. Perimeter
Just like C-3PO.
Perimeter Collectibles says, what player do you expect to sign cards again when Fanatics takes over?
Hopefully not LeBron.
Yeah, I don't care. They can all stop signing for all I care.
Like he's asking like, you know, Barkley and Reggie Miller and those types of guys.
Well, I think Barkley signs, right? Or doesn't he?
Oh, he's saying, well, who's going to start signing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't pay attention to that kind of stuff. I don't know who signs and who doesn't.
I don't know. Maybe everybody, because they'll all be unified under the same license. Except for Upper Deck guys, because Upper Deck is not.
No LeBron. I would be so mad if he started signing cards.
What would you...
Then I would know what it's like to be a Fleer collector today.
There, yeah, right. There, wow. How about that? All right.
I do have a heart.
Drake's PC says, what is your favorite 4th of July hobby memory, and why is it attaching a kaboom to a bottle rocket, recording the action, and creating an NFT?
Ooh.
I feel like half our questions are, and why is it, and then giving us the answer.
I do like it when they do the whole job for us.
Yeah. I can't think of anything. I don't know. I have to go look at my eBay history of what I bought on July 4th. I have no idea.
July 4th. Have we ever done anything on July 4th? Hobby related? I don't know. If
we ever had it on a Friday, we would crossover.
Yeah. July 4th is the calm before the national storm.
Yeah. What do you guys do for July 4th?
Nothing.
I don't know. We might go to Lake Geneva or something fancy like that.
Get super sunburnt.
Yep.
Notice I'm not sunburnt, and I was at the beach this week for multiple days.
How'd you pull that off?
Did Jessica put sunscreen on you?
She brought a ton of sunscreen. I don't put a lot of sunscreen on, but she made me put on a lot.
You won't do it.
It gets in my eyes.
You don't put it on your face at all.
No.
Well, I really don't want you to get skin cancer, so please reconsider.
Well, maybe I've already resigned myself to it.
Oh my god, he's so annoying.
And I'll just deal with I'll just treat it. And I don't know. I don't go outside that much, you know?
Yeah, we know.
All right.
We can all tell when you do.
Yeah. Exactly.
The 2 times you've showed up with a sunburn.
I use natural sunscreen, which is called Stain Inside.
Just walls, roofs. What's my favorite sunscreen? My roof.
All right. Upstate Sports Cards says, will Stiff Arm Wax be able to give his perspective on the 90s football card market with sets, players, etc.? He's the football guy out of the Card Letter crew. Well, first of all, I collect football too. So let's just get that straight.
Put some respect on my name.
Yeah, all three, y'all. Second of all, Stiff Arm Wax, I don't know if he's dove into 90s football cards yet. I think he's more stop consuming seed oils.
What is that?
Big oil. Big seed in big oil. Seed oils cause you to burn easily. Where are seed oils?
In everything.
Oh boy. Probably got seed oil from my Subway today.
Probably.
We can get his opinion on Clubhouse. He's a Clubhouse legend.
Yeah, he is. We're it's about time for that post crossover Clubhouse room. All right, sports card therapist say, I don't know. Hey, look, if anybody wants to talk about the '90s football market, do some research, send in a question about it, and if nothing else, we'll read the question. So, sports card therapist says, who is the more disciplined buyer, Josh or Chris? This answer is Josh. I'll just answer this one right now.
That's so easy. I would have said this. Yeah, there's no way.
That's an easy one. All right. He was trolling us. JC2 Collects says, Bowl triple logo man. So,
oh, yeah. He's been on 3 teams.
Yeah. So, you've got... he was on Denver, Orlando, and Celtics. I didn't know he was on Celtics.
He was on the Celtics for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Got it. All right.
The only one that's missing is when he was traded to the Pistons, and then they sent him back after he failed his physical.
Oh, duh. It says Celtics right there.
I like how it says priceless on the top.
Yeah, what a card. What a card, you Photoshop wizards. It is. That's a fake card.
Do you know that Stiff Arm Wax tried to buy that? He thought it was real.
No, he didn't.
No, I don't know.
His favorite moment is also the, pre-acquisition deal-making aspect.
What's the deal with Bol Bol? Oh, look at this. From Orlando Magic Daily 18 hours ago. Bol Bol is Orlando Magic's grand experiment. Oh, get the hype train ready to leave the station. Oh, the Orlando Magic have agreed to a 2-year deal with Bol Bol. Wow. All right.
Jeez. I think Banchero better be careful. He might lose playing time.
Did you see Bol Bol in the Summer League 3 years ago?
Of course, we all did. Coast to coast, baby.
All right. Final question. Final question of the show from Doc Collects Cards. Graded 9 on-card auto versus graded 10 sticker auto.
9. No stickers here, my friend.
Yep.
Do you have any sticker autos?
No. I don't like sticker autos either.
I don't think I have any.
I do, but it's only because Maxie has like 4 cards.
Ranging from $25 to $28.
Yeah, right. No, ranging from 99 cents to $28.
All right.
That's why you ate at Subway. They're cheap, and you had to afford these Maxi cards.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. Isn't Jersey Mike's more expensive?
Yeah.
Dude, Subway ain't cheap. It was $15 for a foot-long chips and a drink. 15?
You're right. It isn't cheap. They're expensive. It's more expensive than Chipotle.
What?
Yeah, a burrito's like $9.
Chris doesn't know how much things cost.
I know.
He only knows what Subway costs because I don't like Subway, so he goes by himself. And then he pays.
Oh, he drives himself over there?
Yeah.
I do. Yeah. No. Well, it's only recently become part of my routine. This is why I've only seen this lately. Is because now during the day I go play basketball for a while and then I get Subway on my way home. That's why.
There you go. Can you touch your toes all the way now?
Only when, I'm seated and doing the one leg at a time. I can touch my toes now, and I wasn't able to when I first started. You know that. That's a big for me.
Is the jumper wet?
Never been wetter. In fact, I actually went to a new court today that was by the river, and there was a camp of kids between like 5 and 8 years old. And as soon as one of the first things I do when I start shooting is I do that little drill where like, you're right under the hoop and you make a layup from the right, grab it, left, grab it, try and go quick. And I'm like, I'm going, and then all of a sudden I hear in this tiny voice, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm like thinking like, he's counting how many shots I'm making.
Or bidding you up.
And then I start, after I finish that drill, I kind of like looked over at the kids and I was like, I know what you guys are doing. And then, I start doing my little routine, doing some dribbling drills, shooting the ball. And, then I hear the kids, like, when I miss, they're like, oh. And I just look over. I'm just like, I know what you guys, just stop watching me. This is making me uncomfortable. So then they start running around the court because these are kids and they're just out of control. And they start cutting through my court. And,
damn kids.
One of them comes up and he says, hey, he goes, you're doing really good. And I was like, thanks. And then another kid comes up. He's like, you're doing really good. And I was like, oh, thanks, guys. And then they go get their basketball. And they can't even hoist the ball high enough to even get it to the rim.
Right.
So I'm good at basketball, at least in the eyes of 3 6-year-olds.
I feel like there's some kind of history with you and kids that I can't remember the story, but
This is just random. This is these kids. Oh, and I said stay away from cards.
yeah. And then you just like swatted one of their balls into the parking lot.
Oh, these kids. Couldn't believe these kids.
They're just following you, like they just know.
Yeah. Yeah, they're here to troll me.
They're like, next summer I'm gonna be going to dentist camp.
What have I done to myself by revealing my true thoughts on kids?
Then Chris Zion them.
I wish.
You just want Zion on their ass.
I wish. Yep. So
You can't dunk?
I cannot dunk.
I can't either.
All right. So 1, 2, 3, 3.5 weeks, or 1, 2. There's only 3 crossovers left until the National.
Whoa.
National's coming.
And one of those 3 is like, days before.
Yeah, one of those 3 is Friday the 22nd, which is 3 days before we'll all be together in New York. What day does he come to New York? You coming to New York on Monday?
Monday.
Okay. How many sleeps?
How many nights until?
No, thank you. Oh, I'm so glad you remember that.
24 sleeps until the Bleecker event, which is the unofficial beginning of the National.
It's not sleeps, it's nights.
9 nights. It's 9
call them
nights around here.
sleeps.
I know, but we go by what Josh calls them because he actually has a child.
Yeah, my kids say 9 nights.
You have a child?
Dude, I am really tired. People have noticed I'm very tired tonight. I don't know why.
I don't know. But you know what? We had a job. We had a bunch of questions. We answered them all. What'd you think about the questions? They were pretty
good.
Pretty good.
I bought, my wife and I, we're on the watch game now, like the Fitbit bands, and it tracks my sleep, so got to get a good score tonight.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what any of that means, but it gives me a score. It's like, you got an 84. I'm like, I don't know why, but all right.
Dude, that is advanced.
Do you wear it when you sleep?
Yeah, you have to. It's because it tracks like your heart rate, so it knows when you're in like deep sleep versus, REM or whatever.
You don't think that's a little creepy that some company has that data about you? I'm just asking.
You know what? I wouldn't want to track my sleep because the alarm would go off when I get to the part of my dream when the dentist and the kids show up. Because I'd be in a nightmare and my heart rate's going crazy.
I think that's the REMs or the light sleep. One of those is like when you're dreaming or something. Deep sleep is not dreaming. It's like light sleep.
Wow. Damn. All right. Well, I got to step my game up here. Don't be surprised if you see me with that Fitbit next.
Do you even track your steps, bro?
No, I don't.
How do you know how many steps you take in a day then?
Guesstimate. Actually, I don't even guesstimate. I have no idea how many steps I've ever taken.
The phone tracks it. We used to track it when we were in LA.
Yeah, the phone
Yeah.
does track it. Yeah. Stupid phone.
The watch is more accurate, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The watch is way more accurate. All right. We're going to call this one a night. Josh is tired. We got through all the questions. See you guys next week.
A lot has changed since Card Ladder began. We started with 500 cards in our database, and now we have over 3 million cards and over 30 million sales.
For anyone asking who is the best, we putting our hands up.
With Card Ladder's sales history feature, we have virtually every card in our system. If the card you are looking for ever sold on one of these platforms, you can find it using Card Ladder's sales history, and you can add a card to your collection with just one click.
My time, none of you people can tell me to stop.
Plus, every card, no matter the last time it's sold, has an estimated value that we calculated using our state-of-the-art player indexes. Unlike other apps, when you see Card Ladder's verified checkmark, that means a researcher personally vetted each and every sale.
We know what it takes to be reaching the top.
We know what you want, because Card Ladder was created by collectors for collectors.
Know what it takes to be reaching the top.
Join the innovators, not the imitators. Card Ladder 2.0, constantly innovating. Try it for free. See why Card Ladder is the industry leader in sports card data.
We know what it takes to be reaching the top.
Card Ladder 2.0.